Welcome back to the Great League. We have started up again. The 2024 season is 2 days away. We are locking in our keepers, as you can see here. In 1 day, 5 hours, 7:30 tomorrow night, our keepers need to be locked. And then our draft is 24 hours later, so Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. I'm excited to be here. I've taken on a new role as head of content. I was quickly cooed out of the commissioner chair. And I'm looking forward to this new role. So basically, just kind of going to go over our preview of our league, go through each team, who I think they're going to keep, my prediction for them. I'm going to keep this pretty quick. I will say I am having a little bit of difficulty. I don't know if you guys are doing mock drafts. We have an 8-man league, which no one has an 8-man league, and then we have a keeper league, and to add on to that. So no one does an 8-man mock, and then you have to add into the guys that are being kept. I think the number one person on the board is going to be whoever Alex doesn't keep between Chase and Hill, and then Justin Jefferson probably, potentially Bijan on there. And then there's 24 guys that are going to be kept not on the board. So it's hard to do mocks when those guys aren't in it. But anyways, let's just get into it. I don't want to keep rambling here because in reality, no one's going to watch this to completion. I'm not going to talk about my team or who I'm keeping because I don't want to give you guys that advantage. And the nice thing about being head of content is I am head of information or misinformation, and I can control the media. So it's my narrative. You guys voted me in, so you got to deal with it. Let's move on to Alex here. Alex, pretty solid season last year, I believe. He came in 4th. Yeah, so again, Alex, I've written down who I thought people were keeping. I guess on this the desktop version, you can't see the round they were drafted, but Alex is definitely going to keep Gibbs. I believe Gibbs was a 3rd rounder last year. So Gibbs for Alex. I'm going to guess Drake London as well. He got London in the 7th, so I think he can get London back in the 7th. And then my guess, again, these are just guesses, is he's going to keep Tyreek or Jamar Chase. So it's going to be either a 1st rounder for Chase or Hill. I'm going to guess he's going to go with Hill. He might get a little crazy and go Chase. Whoever he doesn't pick, I think, will be the 1st overall pick in the draft, or 1st overall prospect in the draft. And then Gibbs, and then I think Drake London would be my guess. Wouldn't keep any of the quarterbacks, potentially Allen, but I don't think so. Not to Derrick Henry, Stevenson, no. No one else. Not Diggs. I think Diggs was a 1st rounder last year, so obviously not Diggs. So yeah, I don't hate it. Looking at his draft picks, no 2nd rounder. So he's gonna have to probably keep one of those 1st rounders. 1/10, 3 11s, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, I think Alex is going to have a pretty solid squad. He did just trade AR-15 to Matt. I believe he got an 11th out of that. So, yeah, depending on who Alex picks and keeps between Tyreek and Jamar Chase, I think is going to determine his whole season. I think there's one pretty obvious answer there. But yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. Similar to me, we don't have a whole lot of early draft picks. Moving on to Nick here. Nick did make a trade to snag C.J. Stroud. So that automatically means he's going to keep C.J. Stroud, who I believe is a 10th rounder. And Nick, if you guys are unaware and have not looked at his team, he is very, very scarce on early round draft picks and draft picks in general. No 2nd rounder, no 4th rounder, no 6th, 7th, or 8th rounder. So he has 4 picks in the top 9. So he's definitely going to want to keep some pretty important guys. Again, C.J. Stroud he's going to keep for a 10th rounder. I'm going to guess he's going to keep Christian McCaffrey because he's not going to have anyone good if he doesn't keep a 1st rounder. And then he's going to keep probably Pittman would be my guess. And he can get Pittman in the 9th. Yeah, again, he was our 2023 champion. Respect him. But I don't really respect him. Unfortunately, he went all out last year, and it paid off. He won a lot of money. But this year, he's going to really struggle in these early rounds here. Moving on, we got Liam, Mr. Draft Capital. Liam, I believe, has already said he is keeping Kyron. I believe he said Pacheco. And then I believe he said Wilson. So Kyron is a 10th rounder, which is crazy. Wilson's a 3rd rounder. Pacheco, I believe, is a 10th rounder as well. Yeah, he has 2 10ths, and he's going to lose that 3rd. But he's racking up the early round draft picks. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, or sorry, 3 in the second, which is absolutely crazy. 3, yeah, 2 4s, 2 6, 2 7s. Yeah, Liam is going to be loaded in the early round draft picks. But the nice thing is, you guys are well aware that keeper league, the importance of late round picks. I mean, we're keeping a lot of guys that were either undrafted or drafted after the 10th round. For example, A-Chain. I know Matt. We're going to get to him in a second with Puka. Kyron was drafted in past the 10th. So I don't know. It's definitely an advantage to have early round picks, but there's a lot of advantage of just grabbing hot guys off waivers. So yeah, Liam's going to be a problem again because of these early round draft picks. He's going to have a pretty loaded team. That is going to be a little scary, but I do think there's going to be again a lot of value late in the rounds as well. Next we have Cameron. So Cameron in a very similar situation as Liam, loaded for this season. They kind of dumped last year. I think Cam came in 5th, and I think Liam came in 6th or 7th. Yeah, it looks like Cam already has his keepers here. JT is a 5th rounder. He just traded for ETN with Matt. Will be a 5th rounder. Then A-Chain is a 10th rounder there. Or a 9th rounder? Does he not have a 10th? Why do I have 9 written down? Because I thought you were going to... Okay, yeah, he's a 10th rounder. I thought you were going to keep Tank Dale. But yeah, if you look at Cam's Cam's draft, he has the 2nd overall pick, the 6th overall pick, which I flopped with him to get 101. He's got the 2nd round pick, 2 5ths, who I said he's going to keep JT and ETN. He's got that 10th for A-Chain. Running backs are going to be a hot commodity, and he has 3 of them, 3 RB potentially 1s. But yeah, between Cam and Liam, they are going to be absolutely loaded come draft. After the draft, it's going to be a pretty scary. So I definitely think those 2 are going to be teams to beat pre-draft and potentially post-draft. We got to see how everyone drafts. But yeah, those 2 are going to, in my opinion, going to be the heavy hitters as of right now. Moving on, we have Island Boy, Adrian, who I haven't heard his name in the chat in forever. Adrian does not have a 1st rounder here. So he only has a 2nd, which does mean his 1st rounder is going to be, I don't even know who his 1st rounder was. But he's going to keep Breece Hall, which is, I think, the best keeper in the league. He gets Breece in the 6th. I think CD was a 2nd rounder, so he's got to keep CD Lamb. And then I'm going to guess he's going to keep Ayuk, who's an 8th round keeper. But like similar to Nick, which I don't understand because Adrian did come in last place. He does not have a 1st rounder. He has, a 2nd and 2/3, does not have a 4th rounder, does not have a 7th rounder, does not have a 9th rounder, or a 10th rounder. I don't know where his draft picks went. How many draft? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He has 12 picks. So he's going to, after the draft, he's going to have to grab 4 guys off waivers. That's nuts for a guy who came in last place. You would expect the last place guy to have a similar roster to Cam and Liam with a plethora of draft picks and high-end keepers. But, yeah. So as of right now, I'm going to put Adrian below Nick as the worst candidate left. Nick's pretty damn close, but Nick does get to keep CMC. Adrian does get to keep CD probably, but those 2 teams, not scary at all. Pre-draft, I don't know how they're going to draft, but right now, not really threats. Moving on to Johnny, who's also a silent assassin in the chat. I believe he's going to keep Laporta, who's a 10th rounder. And then from there, your guess is as good as fucking mine. Possibly Rachaad White, who is a 9th rounder. Not Mixon, not Pollard. I put down DK, but it could be Devonta Smith or DK Metcalf. It's honestly not great. Probably the worst keepers of the group. Worst keepers available or to select are Johnny's. So, again, great pick in Laporta. Get him in the 10th. But then good fucking luck. Rachaad White, you got to do it because he's a 9th rounder. And then maybe DK or Devonta Smith. And then draft capital, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, a couple. Yeah, he's pretty loaded on the draft capital. so he has that advantage over Nick and Adrian. But his keepers that he has the chance of selecting are ass. So that's going to be a problem. He's going to have to draft really well, which I think, Johnny, you can do it. And then Matt Richter, one of the more involved in the trade and also unaware of rules that, there's things such as unwritten rules. Just like if you wear a dress as a man, I'm going to call you, it starts with an F, ends in a G. There's unwritten rules. There's things that you do that you have to know there's consequences to, and not knowing that this is a 10th round keeper league when it was created as a 10th round keeper league, it's a little crazy. But you found a way around it. You got my 10th round. You got a 9th round from I forgot who you traded with. It says Island Boy, but I don't think you traded with Adrian. You might have. Yeah, you got a lot of draft picks, a lot of early draft picks as well. You also have surprised everyone last year coming in second place. So I don't know why I'm bashing you, but again, I'm the head of content, so I can do and say whatever I want. But yeah, I think you have way too many draft picks, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You have 18. Obviously, there's only 16 rounds. But yeah, your keepers, and we have talked about your keepers. Obviously, Puka, who now you can make a 10th if you really wanted to. You have Kincaid, who is, I believe, a 10th as well. But you're going to have to bump one of those guys down to a 9. And then I forgot who else you're going to... Nico or... Oh, yeah, AR-15, because you trade for AR-15. So you'll have AR and Puka as 10 or 9s, whatever you want, and then probably Kincaid as that other 9. I'm imagining you're going to want to keep Puka at the 10 because he does seem like a guy that's going to be around for a while. But yeah, pretty solid keepers, and again, pretty loaded draft picks. So again, well done. For as much as you didn't know the rules, you did set yourself up for success. And again, you did come in second place last year, so you got some money last year, and you set yourself up for a pretty decent season. So in regards to who I think is going to win, as of right now, pre-draft, I think it's a battle between Cam and Liam. I think Matt is probably at the 3rd spot there. Alex, I would put at 4. Johnny, I would put at 5. Yeah, Johnny I put at 5. Nick, I put at 6. Island Boy, I put at 7. Of course, I'm 1A, and Cam would be 1B, so I'm in first place. Obviously, that's not even a doubt. But yeah, boys, I'm excited. Again, one day to lock the keepers. I'm going to try to keep myself a mystery as much as I can. I did trade for the 101. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I did have a plan when I traded. I don't know what I'm going to do 101. I have 2 options, and I don't know which option I'm going to choose yet. But good thing is I got 24 hours to figure that out. But appreciate you guys. But good luck on your draft. I look forward to speaking to every one of you, and I hope you guys all draft extremely poorly. But until next time, good luck, good scores, Godspeed.